How are you? I hope you all will be fine with the pandemic of COVID-19. Be safe, stay home. So, let's come to a topic that is pain gate mechanism. Okay. Now, every day you heard about pain or even feel that pain due to any of the reason. So, can you imagine what is pain? And even do you think about what is pain and why do we feel pain? And what is the mechanism behind it? How can we feel pain? It's just a stimulus, nothing else. And it is a warning signs before any physical condition or any disease. Okay, so let's see what is pain. And I put my little effort in this video to make it knowledgeable and interactive for you people so you can easily understand what is pain mechanism. So let's see. Pain mechanism and gate control theory. A common word which you ever heard in every moment of your life. Do you ever think about pain? What is pain? Why do we have pain? Is it good for our health or not? So come here and discuss about pain. In today's topic, we will discuss pain, pathology of pain, and different pathways of pain and how to stop pain. What is pain? Pain is an uncomfortable feeling in your body that warns you that something is wrong in your body. While this feeling is the body's way of alerting your brain that there is any problem in your body, it can go on for weeks, months, or longer. Pain becomes a part of your existence. At that point, pain is not only a symptom but the disease itself. It can be steady, aching, throbbing, stabbing, pinching, or many other ways. Pain can show some physical symptoms like nausea, dizziness, weakness, or drowsiness. It can also cause emotional effects like anger, depression, mood swings, and irritability. More significantly, it can change your lifestyle or impact on your job, relationship, and independence. Changing the impact of pain, that is a pain cycle. We have persistent pain, inactive or overactive fatigue or lack of stamina due to pain, weak muscles and loss of fitness, medication, weight gain, stress, anxiety and tension, sleep difficulties, anger, fear and frustration, low mood and negative thinking, time off work, family and money worries. There are different types of pain which are covered in this video. The first is acute pain. Acute pain is a short-term pain that comes on suddenly and has a specific cause. Generally, it lasts for a few months than 6 months. Common cause of acute pain include surgery, dental work, labor, cuts, burns, and chronic pain. Pain that lasts for more than 6 months even after the original injury is healed. It is considered as chronic pain. Common example of chronic pain is headache, low back pain, arthritis pain, fibromyalgia pain. Third one is nociceptive pain. It is the most common type of pain. It is caused by stimulation of nociceptors. Nociceptors are the pain receptors of tissue injury. Then fourth one is your visceral pain. It results from injuries or damage to internal organs. You can feel the pain in your trunk region, which includes chest, abdomen, and pelvis. It is often hard to pinpoint the exact location of visceral pain. Common examples are gallstones, appendicitis, irritable bowel syndrome. Fifth one is somatic pain. It results from stimulation of nociceptors in your tissues rather than your internal organs. This includes your skin, muscle, joint, connective tissue, and bones. It is easier to pinpoint the location of somatic pain rather than visceral pain. Common examples are bone fracture, strained muscle, connective tissue disease, osteoporosis, skin cuts, scrapes, and burn, joint pain including arthritis pain. Sixth one is your neuropathic pain. It results from damage to open dysfunction of the nervous system. Diabetes is the common cause of neuropathic pain. Neuropathic pain is described as burning, freezing, tingling, numbness, and shooting. Then seventh is your referred pain. Pain that is perceived at the site from its different from its point of origin but innervated by the same spinal segment. Example, the pain associated with heart attack is commonly referred to the left arm, neck or chest. In this picture, there are several referred pain regions which I have covered, like if we have heart attack and we feel pain in your left arm, neck and chest, and your stomach pain is felt at your middle back, etc. There are so many reasons. Then comes to pain mechanism. How do we feel pain? When we touch anything, our muscular control sends signal to the brain, and our brain receives the signal that and reads that signal and instruct to remove your hand from here, or is there any pain, which is a warning sign of any disease. Nociceptors. Nociceptors are the specialized sensory receptor with the ability to detect noxious stimuli that transform the stimuli into electrical signals that the central nervous system interprets. The free nerve endings of the primary afferent A delta and C fibers are responsible for nociception. Nociceptors respond to intense heat, cold, mechanical, and chemical stimuli. There are some images of nociceptors and location of nociceptors. It locate in the superficial skin layer, deeper tissues like periosteum, joints, arterial wall, liver, capsule, pleura, etc. And other deep tissues such as spars, pain, nerve ending, but widespread tissue damage result in pain. Then pain afferent fibers are delta and C fiber that carry noxious cancerous formation. There are primary afferent fibers that carry non-noxious stimuli. There are three types of fibers: A beta fibers, A delta fibers, and C fibers. A beta fibers are large diameter, myelinated, and fast conduction velocity. Mechanoreceptors normally activated by non-noxious mechanical stimuli that is touch sensation. A beta fibers carry touch sensation to the brain. Now A delta fibers, it has medium diameter myelinated intermediate conduction velocity, normally activated by noxious stimuli that transmit sharp pain. Then C fibers, small diameter, unmyelinated, slow conduction velocity, normally activated by noxious stimuli, responsible for secondary pain, normally burning or aching pain. And there are the differentiation between A beta, A delta, and C fibers. Okay. Then spinothalamic tract. How are signals go through the brain and explain us what type of sensation we feel. The axons of most second order neurons cross the midline close to their level of origin to the contralateral side before they form their tract. They send their fibers to the thalamus, the reticular formation, the nucleus raphe magnus, in the periaqueductal gray matter. This tract can be divided into medial and lateral tract. And this is the diagram by which you can easily understand the pain pathway. They are the nociceptors or mechanoreceptors which goes through the spinal cord through the dorsal root of ganglion. Then they cross the midline and goes towards the medulla oblongata. Then this is the second order neuron and this is the first order neuron. Then they send their signals to the thalamus, and then thalamus sends the signals to the primary somatosensory cortex area. It is 3, 2, 1. This is the third order neuron from thalamus to the cerebral cortex, and from the spinal cord to the thalamus, this is the second order neuron, and from receptors to the spinal cord, this is the first order neuron. Now comes to know what is first order neuron. Pseudo-unipolar cell dorsal root ganglion divides into central and peripheral branches. Impulses are transmitted by A delta and C fibers. These impulses are transmitted through the axons to the spinal cord. Cell body is located in the dorsal root ganglion. Axons of the first order neuron may synapse with interneurons, sympathetic neurons and ventral neurons. Then second order neuron. Second order neuron consists of nociceptors specific primarily in lamina, wide dynamic range neuron primarily in lamina 5. Nociceptors specific neurons serve only noxious stimuli, but wide dynamic range neurons also receive non-noxious afferent input from A beta, A delta and C fibers. Cell body in the spinal cord or medulla oblongata. Lamina 2, also called substantia gelatinosa, contains many interneurons. It is believed to be a major site of action for opioids. Lamina 5 contains wide dynamic range neurons responds to both noxious and non-noxious sensory input and receives both visceral and somatic pain afferents. This is responsible for rapid pain. Then comes the third order neuron located in the thalamus and send fibers to somatosensory areas 312 in the post-central gyrus of the parietal cortex. The perception and discrete localization of pain takes place in the cortical areas. This is the diagram which clearly explains you about first order, second order, third order neurons. The color differentiates the neurons. Orange color is the first order neuron, yellow color is of your second order neuron, and blue color is of your third order neuron. Then comes to pain modulation. How can we control our pain? Then gate control theory of pain. Ronald Melzick and Patrick Wall proposed the pain gate control theory. It suggests that the signals encounter nerve gates at the level of the spinal cord. They need to get cleared through these gates to reach the brain. They are the intensity of the pain signals, the intensity of the other signals like touch, temperature, and pressure if generated at the site of injury. The message from the brain itself to send the brain signals or not. The gate is the spinal cord interneurons that release opioids. The synaptic junction between the peripheral nociceptors fiber and the dorsal horn cells in the spinal cord are the sites of considerable plasticity. A gate can stop pain signals arriving at the spinal cord from being passed on to the brain. The diagram shows the pain gate theory. A person who has pain, he has small nerve fibers, that is A delta nerve fiber and C fibers, and large nerve fiber, that is A beta nerve fiber. A beta nerve fibers send signals to the brain, and then A delta and C fibers send their signals to the brain, but there is inhibitory neurons before the spinal cord that inhibits the signals to reach the brain. So pain is not received by the brain, and the person feels less pain or no amount of pain. There are some neurotransmitters which help you to explain about more neuroinhibitors, pain initiators. What neurotransmitters initiate the pain? That is glutamate central, substance P central, bradykinin peripheral, prostaglandins peripheral, aspartate. And pain inhibitors, these inhibitors inhibit the brain to reach the signals of the brain: serotonin, endorphins, enkephalin, dynorphin, GABA, cyclin. Then analgesic pathway. Supraspinal structures send fibers down the spinal cord to inhibit pain in the dorsal horn. Important sites of origin for these pathways include the periaqueductal gray matter, reticular formation, and nucleus raphe Stimulation of periaqueductal gray area in the midbrain produces widespread analgesia in humans. Axons from the tract act presynaptically on primary afferent neurons and postsynaptically on second order neurons. This is the analgesic pathway. You see that there is two colors of fibers. One is blue color fiber and second is red color fiber. The blue color fibers are the pain afferent fibers which send signal to the brain that he has pain. Then brain red color fiber is the analgesic pathway. There is the efferent pathway. Brain sends signals to the person to remove their hand from the nail, but there is an inhibition of pain transmission at the spinal cord level, so person does not feel any pain. Pain modulation via analgesic pathway. These pathways mediate their antinociceptive action via adrenergic, serotonergic, and opiate receptor mechanism. The role of monoamines in pain inhibition explains the analgesic action of antidepressants that block reuptake of catecholamines and serotonins. Thank you guys to watch my video carefully. I hope you all liked it. It's a little effort from my side to explain you in easy words. I chose this topic because it's a very common topic in our life, pain. Because we every day feel pain, and but we don't know why we have pain. What is the mechanism behind it? So I decided that I share my knowledge with you. Thank you. Please like and share my video.